Hey everybody, and welcome to the Double Stuff Podcast, where we're double the hosts, double the topics, and double the fun. I'm Dan.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Charity.
Alan.
And let me ask you all a question. Do you want to be relaxed?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Does going to a spa sound like a relaxing experience?
No.
Well,
I think.
Crazy.
I guess it depends. It
Yeah.
depends.
Well, we're going to take a little trip back to episode 61
Okay.
and listen to our previous episode, Our Mental Spa, and then come on back and discuss.
I'm sure there are spas that are here in Kansas where we record this, but in California, there's spas all over the place. There was one in particular in the Inland Empire named Glen Ivy. And I've only had this described to me because my wife would go there and they'd have girl nights or whatever. Yeah, where they would go. But anyway, she explained that there was this pool of mud that they would hang out in. And then there was also a little like floating pool, and then they would serve you, cucumber water and things like that. That could be awesome. But I've never experienced that.
That would be an interesting
You
outing.
lost me at the pool of mud.
I don't have a whole lot of experience with spas. I'm not against them. Maybe I should try one.
You probably have to go back home for that.
Spas for me is steam room and then floating in a nice cool pool. Let your body temperature slowly come
let all
down.
the nasty sweat and sawdust on your body
Just
get into the water for everybody to
float.
swim into.
Don't say that.
Just hear the water
I
lap.
try to ignore that because I go
Little
swimming
kids
every
coming
morning.
around splashing, you say, "Get away from me," and then you just go back into your Zen mode.
What pool are you going to?
I was going to say, what are you talking about?
Well, apparently, in my mind,
I'll have what he's
perfect.
having because he's having his own experience.
Well,
over there.
he's like in his own like mental spa. That's a whole other different
That's
environment.
true.
Well, I feel relaxed after listening to that. And if you want
sounds
to hear
like
more,
a great time. Man, everything that was described, it checked off all the boxes.
absolutely. And if you want to hear more of that, please listen to episode 61,
I like your soothing
Our
voice,
Mental
Dan.
Spa.
I know.
Now, we're going to
it
set the
is.
scene here with some flute music.
Some
going on,
candles.
right? Some candles. Some
Cognac.
hot rocks. Actually, I've been to like a spa once. I went to like a massage. It's
Oh,
not very
nice.
relaxing.
No?
It depends
No.
on the massage, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. It wasn't like, I think in the process of it, it was sort of relaxing, but it's kind of a weird thing to do, right? Like,
Not at all.
I think so. I just like, so like, again, I work from home, right?
Sure.
I interact with like 3 people throughout the
Yeah.
week most of the time.
Only to have
so it's
somebody
just like,
rub
hey,
all over your
stranger,
body."
you want to come touch me?
I need to be touched.
with oils and
Yeah,
cucumbers on the
I love
I need
that,
to be
so-
loved.
I love it.
No, not
Yeah.
love, just touched.
I did read a little like life pro tip that said if you have a fancy hotel that has spa treatment stuff, it can
Yeah.
actually be cheaper to go to
Oh,
get
yeah.
like a spa day done at a hotel where you get like a bunch
makes
of extra
sense.
amenities like swimming pools
Mm-hmm.
and hot tubs and bars and all that stuff, as opposed to going and booking a spa at like a normal like everyday.
I've heard that.
That makes
spa.
sense.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know if we have anything like that around here.
Oh yeah, we
Do we?
do.
We
Yeah,
Probably
we got
do.
the
We
ambassador.
just don't frequent
The
those
ambassador.
hotels.
Is that
People
the
don't
one?
cater to our age
Yeah.
group because that costs a lot of money and we probably don't have it to spend.
Well, that's
It's like,
true.
hey, you
It
guy
does
with 2
cost a
kids and
lot.
a mortgage. You want
And-
a
and
spa
you're-
weekend?
Those are the
And
people that
you're
need it.
Yeah.
tipping. There's a lot of tips that are
yeah.
involved, and all
Is
kinds
there
of-
is that a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tipping a spot because we were talking about in one of the previous episodes, sort of like just you're doing your job, right? Like
Well,
that kind of thing.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
not stoic.
Oh,
I'm still-
you're stoic, right?
Alan's not going to give him a stand. Thank you for rubbing all
Yeah.
over my body.
Thank you for doing exactly what you said you would do.
Yeah, that's all.
He stands up in class like, sir, put that towel back on.
No, I'm sure. If you didn't tip, it's okay.
included. The
Yeah, it's-
gratuity's included.
Okay.
Usually it is, but yeah, you want to kick them.
I think it's
a little.
also
Okay,
like
okay.
Yeah.
What's if it's like a bad massage?
You can stop a massage if it's not
Right, but I'm
right.
saying, like, do you tip after that?
Oh, yeah.
It's just
Here-
like,
here's
no,
a-
I still
here's
got
a-
that knot in my back,
Yeah.
so no.
like here's a tip.
you
Do better
don't
next
go
time.
back the next day and be
You don't
like,
go back.
guess what? You
I
didn't
want a
work it out.
refund.
You
Yeah.
don't have to tip ahead of time, right? Like you put the tip
Yeah.
on ahead of time, and then the person is just like, "Oh, cheapskate."
Yeah.
I'm coming at you.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of masseuses they're moonlighting and they are physical therapists and
Oh,
things like
sure.
that. So, and it's a highly, highly, highly educated like field. I mean, it's not just some rando.
It's not just
some baby oil.
Man, I've been doing it wrong. I've been getting the wrong massages.
Yeah, you can't go down to Broadway and get a proper massage.
I found one on Craigslist. A person came to my house with a weird table.
He had a wandering eye.
Yeah,
It was a card table. Afterwards, he was like, "You want to play some spades?" I was like, "Man, I gotta go."
Oh my god! I will say I've always wanted to do. Well, okay, I've never wanted to do like the full like body massage, but like maybe eventually. I mean, I'm more open to it now.
Yeah.
Sarah couldn't handle getting a pedicure. We were on a cruise because Miss Thang is ticklish. And so she was like, I'm sitting next to her and we're in this like Disney cruise ship, super high class. And she's like squirming in a chair like, I'm like, Sarah, sit still.
She's massaging my feet, but you know, feet are sensitive. So I'm gripping the armchair. And I memean, people don't really touch my feet on a regular basis.
The person 3 chairs over is like, I'll have what she's having.
I want that one.
Whatever she did, double.
Yeah, but she was. And normally I'm the ticklish one, but Sarah was very like. It didn't bother me at all.
Not only is Terry ticklish, she has a kicking reflex.
I don't like being touched. So the thought of going to a spa is actually very stressful. And even getting my nails done, the times I've gone and gotten
pedicures and manicures.
Well, a manicure, like I don't like the manicures because you have to make small talk. I hate small talk. I would prefer if they just did my nails and it completely ignored me. Oh, bliss, pure bliss. Don't even talk to me.
But it's also kind of awkward.
It's not awkward. Just shut up and do your job and make my nails pretty, and I will pay you and go home.
Well, masseuses generally don't. They're not doing small talk at all.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't gotten. Well, I'm talking just straight up.
The ladies that did our pedicure on the Disney cruise, I think they were like actual. So we didn't really talk much. I think I was the one trying to talk because
you were nervous.
Sarah doesn't like awkward silences. I would be completely fine just looking over the island with the peaceful music and the water feature in the background. Sarah has to fill in the silence with words.
Well, I was just asking because they did this thing called, was it Fire and Ice? So they, on top of doing doing a pedicure, they also did like a leg and ankle massage, which is kind of cool.
That's what gets me. I fall asleep, and we do couple massages, and partly it's because Mac will stay awake throughout the entire massage, and I'm like, just a
Good
heads
night,
up.
darling.
Well, yeah, I'm just like, just a heads up. As soon as you get to my legs, I'm gonna check out. I'm checking out. And so in my mind, having Mac there ensures that I did get a full massage because I will have no recollection.
No, just like start snoring. They're just like, all right,
yeah,
done with this.
yeah.
You come back, we did the full treatment on you.
Exactly.
No, they did the same.
Why does one leg feel this relaxed? The other one doesn't.
One leg is all relaxed and limp. The other one is all like
fall over.
No, but we did this thing. I think it was called the Fire and Ice massage. And so on top of the massage they gave us, they would. I think Dan was just talking about like with the rocks and stuff. So they had these volcano rocks they made really, really, really hot, and so they would rub the hot rocks all over. And actually, that kind of felt good. It was supposed to help with like circulation, I guess. So they would rub the volcanic rock all over both the legs and ankles and stuff, and then they use like hot towels and stuff, and then they would do like really, really cold stones or something like that, right? So you would get this shock of hot and cold, but it felt really good.
Interesting.
It was my first time actually ever doing something like that because we were like, we're going to spend just a little bit more.
Well, that's what I was essentially talking about in the clip, going into a steam room, just sweating out all those toxins, and then easing your way into like a cool water pool. You gotta, it's
Gross.
so relaxing, so relaxing.
Let me get all the toxins in my body and share it with the
and
rest
then
of the pool.
put it in a chlorine in a pool where everyone is,
Have you been to the white pool?
That was way too much.
Shocked with chlorine.
Yeah.
I'm
There are
just,
way worse things
nothing
in there.
alive in that water. Nothing alive.
what's worse than a sweaty human body in the
barely
pool?
I know, it's
People
like,
are alive.
people shouldn't be in the pool either.
Yeah.
That's one thing I can't stand doing. Though is going from a hot tub, like a really hot tub, to the pool. Drives me. I can't do it.
Well, just going from
I'd rather
shock
not
your
do
body.
I'd rather not do the hot tub at all.
maybe that's the difference, like a hot tub versus. Because I've never done. Well, no, I think I've done a hot tub a couple times.
Hot
not
tub
enough to
is
really
frustrating.
I've done in Colorado hot tub while the snow's falling.
Oh, yeah.
and then
Oh.
going out doing snow angels and then going back into the hot tub.
That's
Ooh.
awesome.
It, like
Absolutely not.
you're just in your swim trunks in the middle of the snow.
No, you
Sure,
take them
swim
off.
trunks.
Giving out too much credit.
Sure, Sarah.
I was going to say something else. I was going to be
That's
like,
what adults do.
Anatomically incorrect, so correct snow angels.
those aren't angels, sir.
Oh boy.
How do we always get on these topics?
This ain't even
I don't
after
know.
hours. No, I was more just saying, like, bare skin on snow. I mean, I guess all bare skin, but it's just the fact that hot, cold, back to hot. Would you
Yeah.
get sick? Do you get sick doing that?
Oh, I'm sure if that's. I mean, you're not doing it for like hours and
Hours.
hours. Yeah.
It's just your activity for the evening.
Yeah.
Hot and cold, hot and cold.
Well,
Went to
eventually you
Colorado,
gotta go
got
back to the
pneumonia.
cabin.
That's right. Yeah.
We should have mentioned that in the wedding episode. Oh, man. Well, it shows how much that I have not experienced, I guess.
Well, you should experience a massage. It's something that you should do. But you should do it with you, someone that you love, and not the second topic that we're going to talk
And
about.
not the second topic. And what is that
is our
second topic
second
now?
topic?
Well, we're very
let me open it
curious.
up real quick. We're talking about siblings here.
Yeah, probably don't do that.
And just to remind everybody kind of what led up to this topic, let's take a trip down memory lane to episode 129, and the title of that episode was Burn the Cranberry Sauce.
One of the topics we're going to talk about is siblings. So we've been sisters for a long time. When the three of us are together, people always wonder, like our birth order, kind of like what we said. Like sometimes when they see the three of us, they don't always know. For the longest time, a lot of people thought that Christy was my daughter. They're like, oh man, your daughter's so talented. I'm like, she's my sister. And they're like, what? I have a lot of people at least come to me personally, and probably Charity too, because they notice that for the most part, we get along very well with each other. We actually work with each other in a lot of ways. And people are like, oh man, I couldn't work with my brother or sister. Like, we would just get into fights all the time. And so they wonder how we get along so well.
I think being an adult helps.
Yeah.
We didn't always get along like
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say if you do a flashback sequence.
Back in the day, before I was an adult.
Yeah, adulthood really helps if you are gonna work with.
I think
your
also
siblings.
absence made the heart grow fonder after we all went to college at some point and came
yeah.
back. We were
It's
like,
like, hey.
I guess you're not trash.
Oh, feel the love. I guess you're not trash.
I want to see a Hallmark
I'll
card.
say,
Like,
yeah. Like, oh, you're not trash. Happy birthday.
And once again, I mean, this was a nice little look into your sibling life as sisters and including your other sister.
Right.
yeah, the Harmon
Who
sisters.
thinks that we're not trash? Thanks, Christy.
The highest of compliments.
Yeah. High praise. High praise.
No, like, yeah, that episode, and then I think it was episode like 132 or whatever, that was the 60s band cookies. She guessed on that one too, and it's just talking about Christmas holidays and how we celebrate it. But it's just fun hearing just three sisters talk. That's always fun, and it's all sarcasm because, like I said, our love language is sarcasm, so we're very sarcastic with each other. But how you guys interact with your siblings and stuff?
Pretty good. At the time of this recording, my sister, I don't think she's a professional boulder, but there's bowling leagues that represent a region, and
Hey,
then she goes.
say that again. You said she's a
You said
professional
boulder.
Did I say boulder?
You said boulder.
Like
I was
bouldering,
like, what's a
like climb- I thought you
boulder?
were talking about rock
Bowling.
climbing.
Yeah.
Bowling.
No,
Yeah.
she rolls around.
No, bouldering. Have you ever heard of that?
I have.
It's a rock climbing
Yeah.
technique. It's where you stay kind of like lower on the rock wall and you
Oh.
move around like horizontally instead of vertically.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. No, it was definitely.
It was bouldering?
You said, yeah, because I was trying to wonder what a
Interesting.
boulder was.
I picked it up on the second time when you
Okay.
started talking about bowling. I was oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Okay.
In case she was like, I'm not a rock.
No.
You're a terrible brother.
No, but she does throw the rocks, and she does pretty well. And
That's awesome. I miss bowling.
she's very involved with helping us out with picking up the girls a couple of times a week and allowing because the
Oh, she lives in Wichita.
yeah, I was gonna say she lives
Park
here.
City,
Oh, okay, close enough.
close
Yeah.
enough.
Which
and
she does like some kind of professional like
she
she
works for Via Christi.
Okay.
She's a respiratory therapist.
Oh, okay.
And
Smart.
Yeah.
yeah, very smart. Helps out a lot. My brother lives in Hutchinson. And he has his family that he's raising over there, and we get together for our family occasions and stuff. I'd like to, of course, have a closer relationship, but that's just probably what everybody feels like. I don't know, but what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
And I guess that's different, like versus me and Sarah, since like you guys have your.
You guys
own,
are inseparable.
Well, you guys have
And
your
we
own
are very
separate families,
separated.
though. Like you have a wife and kids. They have their spouse and their kids.
And we're just us.
So I guess I don't know what will happen later if we do get married and have kids. If that's going to change our dynamic, I don't see it happening because I feel like. I kind of make the joke to other people. Sarah and I are mostly interchangeable.
We're kind of a bundle.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes later.
And then Christy is a wild card sometimes because her stuff is very separate to us, even though we still do a lot of stuff together because she's doing
culinary
stuff. She's wanting to be a pilot. She's also doing physical therapy and dealing with stuff with the human body and working with that. So she's doing a whole lot of very different things because our whole family does a lot of artistic stuff, and she does art when she wants to, but that's not really her main thing. So sometimes I can't always make Christy out sometimes, but still, when we all three get together, it's always fun, and we're able to do it at least, I don't know, once a month maybe, just because, like I said, our schedules
I think
are
that's
very
what
different.
you can. I think that's the best thing that you can hope for. I mean, some families, the siblings are very, very close, and some are separated by distance as far as like where they live, and then sometimes it's just two very different people. But the best that you can hope for is an enthusiastic reunion whenever you do get together. It's still a lot of hugs and laughter and encouragement, things like that.
Yeah. What about you, Dan? How are you with your siblings?
Pass.
No.
I'm kidding.
That's all the time we got for it, guys.
We had what you were talking about at the end there, which was just my sister and I are terribly close, and she lives on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So don't see her very often. And when we do get together, I think probably a good 3 hours together. We're pretty good for. And then after that,
okay.
that's enough time. So.
What's the age difference between you
2
two?
years. So
Yeah.
she's 2 years
okay.
younger than me.
Oh, that's not
Okay.
bad. Okay.
We were just extremely different people.
Yeah. Was it like that growing up, or when
Very
adulthood
much
came?
so. I mean, she's very
changed?
athletic.
Okay.
My sister is. She's very
you
outgoing.
You could do that if you put your mind
Oh,
to it.
He has a bike.
No.
Oh, that's right.
You know what you guys should do? You should start bouldering together.
Start bouldering together. That's exactly right. So kick her off the wall. What? No, I didn't say that.
As long as it's low to the ground.
An
Sorry,
accessory
dead
to a
sister.
crime.
But no, we're good. We connect through text messages a lot, and stuff like that. So, but not like you guys.
We're a rare.
We're the
group.
exception to a lot of rules.
Yeah.
Because on top of that, we mentioned that in the other episode, both me, Charity, and Chrissy have actually worked in the same place. So there's been times where all three of us are employed in the same building, which, people probably call it nepotism. I don't know. The thing
That's the definition.
But, no, but here's the thing.
Nepo baby.
But the thing is that people have consciously hired us knowing that we're related.
And we got hired separately. Like I think in the episode we were talking about working at the Ferris wheel. I know Sarah got hired first, and then she had told me about the job or something like that. And then
an employee left, and they needed an extra person.
Yeah.
Like,
You're not going to believe it. There's a store that's candy. That's all it is. I'm in.
it's Willy Wonka
in a
every day.
world of pure imagination.
So when one of the employees left, and they were like, "Oh no, we're short a person," and they couldn't find anybody, so we're
And
like,
it just so happens I was like, well, my sister needs a job if you don't mind having 3 Harmons in the store. So
and at
Ferris
least
wheel had 3 Harmons at 2 years in a row.
And at least during the time before the other management came, we did very well. The cool thing about working as family, at least for us, is that we have our fun side as siblings, but we also have a serious side, and we know how to switch
business.
that back and forth. And if you have all three of us together, we almost work like an assembly line. So it's like, I'll do this and this, and then I'll pass it to Cherry. She does this. She'll pass it to Christy. And then we have a little line going, and we did that, 3 years?
Well,
we were there for about 3 years.
You can also work sometimes without communicating. Like with other people, you have to tell them, okay, I need you to do this, this, and this job. But with siblings, because you can practically read each other's minds, we just kind of
do it without saying
something
it.
has to happen.
Yeah. So and that's been fun. And then not just at the candy store, but me and Charity at multiple jobs have worked together. Like I said, during season 1, we were talking about that we were sister secretaries, which we were. We both ran front desk, did the phone calls. we would do the letters and stamps and typical secretarial duties, but we were together. I was on one side of the table, she was on the other side, and we did that for about a year and a half, 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
So we've for most of our professional career,
we're stuck
it just
with
works
each
out
other.
that we've been together.
So here's something I'm curious about then, going back to say like a high school age. Because you're the oldest sibling.
I'm the
oldest sibling.
Yeah, I'm the
Do you have an
oldest.
older sibling, or are you?
Yeah,
the
my
oldest?
sister.
Okay. Then obviously you
I'm
have
the
an
middle.
older sister.
Actually,
so
Alan,
so-
you're the middle child too,
I
right?
am.
You are.
Yeah,
okay.
so
So
two
what I'm
middle
curious
children.
about is when you were in high school, did you ever have to live up to the reputation of your older sibling? Like, would teachers be like, "Oh, you're so and so's, brother or sister or whatever," and
not
then have
not in a way that you think.
No.
Because when I was in high school, Charity and Christy were definitely they had friends and they had a little bit more outgoing. I was the quiet one, and people didn't really pay attention to me. However, I was in the class where all the classes and stuff, we were all together in one giant elementary and high school. So my class was basically all the older siblings, and then Charity's class had the younger siblings of my class. And so
All the parents had sex in the same year.
pretty much.
That's how it works. That's how schools happen.
That's how schools work.
That's some good deduction right there.
Very good, Poirot. Gray cells are working.
Oh, but I mean that's kind of how it worked out. So my class was all the older siblings.
I'm back.
So because of that, because my class, I guess all the older kids, they were all the loud and rambunctious ones, 5th, 6th, 7th grade and up. So once Charity's grade and the other younger ones came up there, they're like, "Oh, well, we had to work with your older siblings. We know it's going to be terrible."
That's what I'm talking about. So did you ever did you have to deal with that where teachers had sort of an expectation of how you were going to be
I don't
because
think so,
of an older
but
sibling?
I had a sister that was older, not like an older brother or something like that. So
Okay.
Separate.
I just hear about it from friends of mine that have older siblings that they'd be like, "Oh, you're so and so."
Why can't you be like your brother?
Well, maybe kind of, because my first job, which we've talked about on here, my sister was a floor guard at a skating rink, and my first job was at a skating counter. So,
okay, all right.
I'm sure that due to her reputation, got me the job.
Okay, so in a positive way.
In a positive,
That's
yeah.
good. Then did you let her down? Did you let that reputation down? Did
I
you go in there and just
wanted
throw
to quit
soda
that.
on the skate rink?
I wanted to quit that job so bad, but I didn't know how to quit.
Oh, okay.
Not only
All
that,
right.
I'm a good Midwesterner that doesn't quit.
Yeah,
Oh, the
yeah.
Midwest-
And so
Nice,
I almost tried to sabotage myself.
Yeah.
But there was
You'd be working there to this day if you
there's
hadn't.
the owner Tammy of the skating rink.
The Smitherton skating
Yeah,
rink.
was I think, looking back with a more mature mind, I think that it was a little inappropriate, some of the interactions
Oh,
that I had
no.
with her. So I don't think she wanted me to quit.
All right, right.
Yeah, that's a liability.
I would say, to answer your question, for teachers and stuff, I feel like a lot of teachers didn't really like Sarah. So when I showed up, they're like, "Oh no, it's another Harmon."
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so a lot of the teachers didn't like me from the start. But outside of school, I think because Sarah's a lot nicer than I am in a lot of ways, I think they would expect our temperaments to be the same.
And they
And
are
to
not.
act the same, yeah, and they're definitely not. Now I've gotten better as I've aged and matured more.
Charity's got a
but
little bit nicer, and I've started to maybe.
I've
slightly-
rubbed off on you, so now we're even. Steven's here.
Well, I have. We're not going to say that, but there are some things I've had to be a little bit more
vocal.
I'll say that I've had to be a little bit more vocal about certain things.
So yeah,
Than I was before.
Growing up, I was definitely more outspoken. I'll say it that way.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that we had this discussion about siblings. That's kind of fun, and I also hope that everybody's feeling nice and relaxed
yes.
after this episode.
Take
And
deep
maybe
breaths.
go check out a spa and listen to some of our older episodes.
Without your sibling.
That's right, without your sibling, please.
Definitely.
Please. And Sarah's going to tell us where you can
Yes.
find that information.
Thank you, Dan. Everybody, just take a deep breath and binge listen to all of our episodes at doublestuffpod.com. Okay. And of course, you can listen to it on YouTube if you prefer that way, on our channel, which is also called Double Stuff Podcast. You can but you can check us out. I'm gonna do that again.
It's hard when you're trying to do like you're so used to doing it one way. So it's really hard.
Forget relaxing. Just check us out on Facebook, guys. Facebook and Instagram at Double Stuff Podcast, on Twitter at Double Stuff P, and that's the letter P. Ah!
Everyone freak out!